Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to our session today. So today we're going to be talking about the salt bath. And I know a lot of us are probably taking a salt bath, but I'm just wondering how many of us have actually referred to the book. So what I thought is today we'll talk about the salt bath and try to also understand how many of us are doing it, how many of us are not, and what are the benefits of it. Okay, so if anybody has a testimonial of how the salt bath has worked for you, that would be great. Okay, so let's start. Let's do a short invocation. Let us close our eyes, connect the tongue to the palate. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Let us pray to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you for your priceless blessings, for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, divine love, mercy, inner healing, physical healing. Thank you for the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for your divine help and protection, for illumination, abundance, and prosperity. We thank you. Okay, so quick poll. How many people are taking the salt bath on the group? Just asking. So, sorry. And so we'll discuss how the salt bath works. And for those of us who have been taking a salt bath, how many people not taking a bath with salt is what I want to know. Okay. So while we do that, let's also see what Master Chua has to say. So on page 184 of the Basic Pranic Healing book, he says, after cleansing yourself with soap and water, rub your entire body gently with fine salt. Then wash it off after 1 or 2 minutes. How long is 1 or 2 minutes? So how many of us just put the salt and then wash it off? Okay, so some of us are probably just putting the salt on and then just quickly washing it off. So it would be nice if you would, let the salt be for some time. It's also important to, yeah. So the other thing that I found is useful is that if we just keep a bowl of salt water in the bathroom, and what we can do is while the salt is on the body, we can also just gently cleanse our chakras. So in case you want to practice a certain kind of breathing technique or something like that after the bath, not during the bath, then you can just, while you're waiting, you can just clean your chakras, right? So that helps you to just clean up. Now, a couple of other things about the salt bath is that Master says that it is very good for patients suffering from cancer, leukemia, venereal disease, which means sexually transmitted diseases, arthritis, paralysis, and leprosy. So in case, some of us are working with clients who have these kind of ailments, then what you can do is you can also teach them how to take a salt bath. So how do we take a salt bath? We finish washing our body. We take a handful of salt, apply it everywhere on your body, keep it for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you just wash it off. Okay. Now, it says here that patients with venereal diseases have dirty energy bodies and very sticky sex chakras. Patients with leprosy have very dirty energy bodies and extremely dirty basic chakras. These patients will benefit greatly from bathing with seawater or with water and salt every day. The water with salt treatment will substantially clean the energy body and gradually strengthen the body and its defense system. Although this treatment is simple, it is quite effective and should be taken seriously. This treatment has to be done once or twice a day because the energy body becomes dirty again after a while. Okay. Now there's another option that he's provided, which is taking a swim in seawater for 20 minutes. So yes, for those of you who are asking if you can put salt in a bucket, yes, if the bucket is big enough for you to put all of your entire body in it, yes, you can do that. It says take a swim in seawater for 20 minutes. This will substantially clean the energy body. If this is not possible, then taking a bath with salt and water will do. Okay. He also says if you have a severe ailment, you may prepare a mixture of salt and water, put 1 to 2 kilograms, that is 1 to 2 kilos of sea salt or fine salt into a tub of warm water at 39 to 40 degrees centigrade. Soak yourself in it, and this has to be done every day. Okay, so for those of us who are talking about dipping, putting salt in water and just rinsing yourself with it, in my humble suggestion or in my experience, that really doesn't work. So the salt bath is something that some of us I know tend to neglect for various reasons. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips. One is, of course, just keep a dabba, like fill up a plastic box with salt and just leave it in your washroom. If you're going to think that you're going to go to the washroom to go to the kitchen every morning and take, a salt and bring it in and all of that, that's not going to happen. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to suggest is some of us have children who are hyperactive. So if you have children who are hyperactive, then what happens is that their energy tends to like stress out the entire household, right? So what you can also do is prepare a bath for the child, like a tub bath, and just put 1 kilo of salt in that tub bath, and then let the child play in it for 20-30 minutes or even more. So that you will find will really, really help you with a hyperactive child. So I know some of us have mentioned that they have hyperactive children. So this really, really works. Like I know someone who used to do this for their kids, like when they would come back from school. These days, I know there's no school. But when the child would come back from school in the afternoon, the bath would be kind of ready. It'll be like a cool bath with like a whole kilo of salt. And they did it for a couple of months, and it made a huge difference to the child's energy. So this is something that you can do. We can also do it for ourselves, obviously. One more thing that I have been doing is that I've also been recommending to people where there is a lot of relationship issues in the house. I've been recommending that they encourage their spouse to do it, and also the staff. So if you have like, domestic help, salt is really not that expensive. So what you can do is you can also just request them to take take a bath with salt and water, and you can explain it to them how it's done. And you may also find that the disturbances in the house are highly reduced. Now, obviously, if your children are older, if they're teenagers, then you need their consent, or if they don't want to take a tub bath, there isn't a whole lot you can do about it. But yeah, you can still encourage them to use the salt and water. Okay, so what I would like to do now is I'm just going to allow everybody to unmute themselves if they want to. And if somebody has a testimonial on how they found the salt bath to be effective, you can unmute yourself and just tell the rest of us how it helps. Okay. So anybody? No?
Excuse me?
Yes.
Can we use only salt, sea salt, or other rock salt is also chalega? Kaise hai?
So I personally use whatever salt is available. What I suggest to people is use whatever is most economical for you. So we don't want a situation where you're spending a lot of money and then you're like, oh, the salt is too expensive, I don't want to use it. So over here it says use fine salt, which I think basically means don't use coarse salt because it'll hurt the skin.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, any salt is okay. Although here in the book it says sea salt. Yes, every day is not just every day is definitely required. So yeah, take a salt bath every day. And for some of us who are healers, we take salt baths actually twice a day. This is just to decontaminate yourself. Again, Tata salt, sure, you can try it. For those of us who are already healers, you can just scan the quality of the salt. Okay. Now, one more thing to improve the quality of the salt is that you can put the salt in the sun. Any kind of salt, just leave it in the sun for a few hours and then put it into your bathroom. So what that does is that it allows the the solar prana to cleanse the salt. And again, those of us who have done crystal healing, we are also aware that salt crystals are they are crystals. Okay, so that's one. The other thing that I feel is that the beauty of this technique is something that I was just thinking about, is that if the salt is going down the pipes, then guess what? It's also cleaning the pipes that are coming into our system. right, coming into our homes. So you may find that as you gradually begin to take a salt bath, you may find that the kind of pests that come in from your bathroom are reduced. You may find that the overall cleanliness of your house is more. Okay, one more thing that I can recommend is that you also can mop your house with salt and water. Okay, so just like we do pocha in the house, just add a hand fistful of salt in that and have your helper, clean the floor with salt and water. What that does is that it helps to disintegrate any dirty energy that may be on the floor, especially if there's been some unhappiness or anger or grief or anything of that sort in the house. You can just clean it. And what you may also find is that if you just do it every day, then any regular, we all have homes and we all have issues at home. So just get the floor mopped with salt water. At least that energy is not circulating around in the body or anywhere in the house. Okay. Okay, someone is saying that someone suggested that you can mix salt in a bucket of water and have a bath with that water. Like I said, if the bucket is big enough where you can dip your entire body in it, I guess it's okay. And you need to dip yourself for 20 minutes. But if you're talking about just pouring salt water on your body, personally, I don't think that is going to work. This is just my opinion. But if anybody has a different experience, you can just try it and see. But that's not what's given in the book. Okay. Okay, some questions are not clear, so I'm not answering them. Can we do it for a child less than 2 years? Yes, you can, but then don't use 1 kilo of salt. And if you have a bathtub, and let's say, for example, you have a small baby who is, grieving a lot or crying a lot, maybe you can try it, but you need to be very gentle with a child like that. So again, I would perhaps add a little bit of salt and see how the baby reacts. Because the baby's skin is very delicate. You don't want to use too much salt on it. The other thing I would like to recommend is adding a few drops of lavender oil. So if you're keeping, salt in your bathroom in a box, then just add a few drops of lavender oil or actually any oil that you like. You can just add it to that, and it just makes it nicer when you're taking a bath. Right now, one more thing I wanted to say is that I would really request all of those who are healers here to just keep a small tub that you use for healing. For example, just put salt and water in it every day and just keep it in your washroom. Okay? Because what happens is that your healing will become much faster, in the sense if you're just sitting around and you just need to heal, that there is a salt water bowl in your washroom, and you can just direct the dirty energy over there. Okay. So I usually don't use salt on my face. I sometimes use it on my forehead if I feel that it just needs a little bit of cleaning. And I sometimes use it on my jaw minor chakras over here, and maybe on my chin. But on the rest of my face, I usually don't use salt. Again, these are just common sense things. You can just see, you can try, if it works for you, sure. I definitely don't put salt on my hair because I'm not sure about this information, but I believe that putting salt in your hair can make your hair white. But I don't know. I just don't do it for no particular reason. But this is unverified information. Okay. Is it be possible to throw the dirty energy into the WC and flush when healing inside the bathroom? You need the salt water bowl because, the salt is what's going to disintegrate the dirty energy. If you're just going to throw it into the WC, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. I would still suggest having a salt water bowl available. Okay. You can use rose oil, you can use orange oil, you can use any combination of oils that you want. Salt bath will help in any kind of ailment, except, unless of course, if someone has a burn, obviously you're not going to put salt on it. If someone has a lot of cuts, you're not going to put salt on it. Okay. Okay, that's it. And if you want to, and for healing, if you want to just keep a bowl ready in your bathroom, I think that's a very good idea, because that just enables you to heal quickly. Then it takes away the inertia of, oh, I have to get a salt bowl. Okay. Some of us are asking questions. Now, Pranic Healing is an experiential school. So I would suggest, why don't you take a salt bath for 7 days, nonstop, every day, and then don't take it for 2 days and see what happens. What happens to you? Because what happens to you may be different from what happens to me. Okay. So my suggestion is try something for 7 days, take a salt bath every day for 7 days, then don't take it on the 8th day, and see if it makes a difference in your energy level, in your anxieties, in your irritation level, or just generally, how do you feel? And if you feel that the salt has made a difference, then you start again. Okay. So you don't need to believe anything that I'm saying blindly. That is one of the things about the Pranic Healing School, is that we encourage you to try, we encourage you to experiment and see for yourself. In Pranic Healing in general, there are guidelines, there are suggestions, and we are encouraged to ask questions, and not just ask questions, but to think for ourselves. The objective is not that, just because you're not sure, you just shoot out a question to somebody. That's not the point. Just think about it yourself, because the idea is to make us independent. Okay, the idea is not to make anybody here dependent on my advice at all. In fact, I'm just kind of a channel anyway. But, what I would suggest is just try the techniques, use them yourself, see what they do for you, right? Self-validation. Because today, if let's say we believe one person blindly, tomorrow we'll believe somebody else blindly. And that's not really what we're looking for, right? We're looking for people who have their own intelligence and their own confidence. So try to build it with the technique of scanning.